This is homework 2.1 on properties. Make sure your name's on your paper, and let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 says, which statement represents the zero property of multiplication? Well, the zero property of multiplication tells us that any number times 0 gives us 0. So that's what we're looking for. Which of these choices shows some number times 0 giving us 0? So if you take a look, that would be choice D. All right, let's skip down to number 4. Number 4 says, in the first 6 hours it's open, a bakery sells 19 cakes. The baker expects to sell C more cakes before the end of the day. Circle 2 expressions below that model the number of cakes sold that day. So he's already sold 19, so that's going to be our starting value. And he's expecting to sell C more. Well, we use C in an algebraic expression because we don't know that value. So if it's C more, more tells me that the operation is adding. So I have 19 plus C, however many more he's going to sell that day. Now, 19 plus C is right here, choice A. So I know that's one of my answers, but it says circle 2 expressions. So I've got to look what other expression is the same as that. So if I look through, that's multiplication. These aren't even the right numbers. This is multiplication. It's got to be choice F because I know adding is commutative, which means I can change the order and still get the same answer. All right, now I'm going to flip to the back and let's take a look at number 8. Number 8 says, your friend works 25 hours a week for $8 an hour. Use the associative property of multiplication. Circle 2 equivalent expressions that show how much he earns in W weeks. So it's 25 hours per week, and he gets $8 an hour, but we don't know how many weeks your friend works. So we've got to take a look. We know 25 hours is important information because that's the number of hours per week, and it's $8 per hour. So 25 hours times 8 times the number of weeks. So those are the values that we're going to multiply. So I know in the associative property it says I can group 25 times 8, and if I did 25 times 8 times W and I kept those values the same, but then I changed the groupings to this, the associative property tells me I'm going to get the same answer. So I'm going to look for the choice that matches that. Choice A has all those numbers and letters, but the associative property tells me they have to stay in the same order. So if it's 25-8W, this one has to be 25-8W, and it's not. So then I'll go here, 25-8W, 25W8. Those don't stay in the same order. So let's look here. 25-8W, 25-8W, and it shows the groupings changing. So I'm almost positive that it's B. Let me just double check. Oh, D has a 2 in it, and I know we don't want a 2 in it. So your correct answer is B. Hopefully this will help you with a few questions on your homework.